So something's being thrown up and then it comes down and it's going up in height meters after time. So this is a height versus time graph. And they give us the full equation. Determine when the balloon first reaches a height of 30 meters. So that's your first step in this question. This should be set up as an A and a B, and I believe it was supposed to be, but they just forgot. So A is when the balloon first reaches a height of 30 meters. So in this part, they give us an H. They gave us a height, H. If they give us an H, we can plug it into our equation. Okay, so we're going to plug in H of 30 meters. But so what does that do? So okay, so I put a 30 there. Now I've got an equation. I could bring that, that's going to have to be my other step, bring that to the other side. And then I'd have an equation set to 0. And what you're allowed to do, because the quadratic formula is used for parabolas um, to find the zeros, when you're finding a height of 30, you might be finding like those 2 points right there. So they're essentially like floating zeros. By making the equation set to 30, you've now made a new graph. This is your new graph, and you're solving those 2 zeros. So you can use your quadratic formula. That's the tool we have to find for we have to use to find this. So let's plug in what we know. 30 is the h. We know it's negative 4.9 t squared plus 27t plus 2.4. All right, we're going to subtract 30 from both sides. Boom, boom. We get 0 equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 27t. 2.4 minus 30, negative 27.6. Gross. Okay, let's find the time at which this happens. Now, based on my super accurate drawing over here, it's going to happen once there. I have to find that time. And then it's going to happen again there because we're assuming this projectile is going up and then it comes down. It's not getting hit by an eagle and brought off into the goodness knows where. Okay. ABC. I don't want green. I just used green. A, B, C, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Gross. So I'm just going to use my calculator skills of awesomeness. And I'm going to solve that whole square root to a decimal place. Did they give us how much they want? Show your work. Let's go. The question gave us 1 decimal place. We'll use 1 decimal place. 27 squared minus 4 bracket negative. Okay. Square root that. Gross. 627. So negative 27 plus or minus 627 point 628. There we go. No decimal place. Over negative 9.8. So the first time this is going to happen is when it's plus 628. divided by negative 9.8. And then the second time this is going to happen is when it's minus 628 over negative 9.8. These are going to be gross numbers. 628 divided by negative 9.8. I get negative 61.3. Please check my math. This would be seconds. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, Megan. You can't have negative time. Let's just go to the other one and see what happens. My diagram of awesomeness might have been a diagram of not awesomeness. So we're going to have to check this on Desmos in 2 seconds. Then I got 66.8. So that one I feel good about. Let's just double check real quick. Let's take our original negative 4.9. I'm doing it. I don't care if I'm recording. I'm doing it. 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 Mm, mm, whoops. Negative 4.9, 27, 2.4. Megan? Oh no. Positive 2.4. Okay, wait for it. 4.9, 27, 2.4. Y equals. Where's my thing? Negative. This is the only time you're allowed to use the negative because Desmos doesn't have t squared plus 27t plus 2.4. Je pense que oui. Je pense que oui. 27, 2.4. Negative 4.9, 27, 2.4. Something went wrong with my math then. So if I do this and I do 30 right there, and I graph another line that says y equals 30, these are the 2 points I should be getting, 1.35 and 4.15. So where did I go wrong? Okay, I found it. I went wrong. So my diagram of awesomeness is actually still awesome. I went wrong here. This 628 is like grossly wrong. I had to go back and check all of my math. So this is why you always check your teacher's math. And the reason I knew that things were wrong was because based on my diagram, this should have happened like I knew that the y-intercept of the original is at 2.4, which is down here, and 30 is above that. So I knew that it had to hit twice, and both my numbers had to be positive. So I had done something wrong, and it was because I was trying to show off my mad calculator skills, and I tried to do too many steps at once. So when you actually do it correctly, this answer should be 13.7. Now that's a game changer. 13.7 minus 13.7 equals negative 27. Oh, so that's why I knew that this number had to be smaller than 27 because when you're adding it, you still have to get a negative because when you divide by negative 9.8, you have to get a positive. It's got to be a negative divided by a negative. So we get 1.36, so 1.4, which is exactly what was on that Desmos. So then we go negative 27 minus 13.7 equals divided by a negative number. Oops, daisies, negative 9.8 equals 4.15, which is exactly what it was supposed to be. Phew! I make mistakes too. Determine the maximum height. Oh my god, this is a 10-minute video.